In this lesson, we're going to be introducing how we can end the game. And one of the best ways to do that is to have a value that's going to be true, so Boolean value if the game is in play, and then we set it to false when we want the gameplay to stop. And the way that we can also do that is we're going to wrap our play game function to check to see if player in play is true, and if it is, then we're going to take all these actions. And if it's not true, well, then nothing is going to happen. So that gives us the ability really easily to end the game. So when we go to game over, we can call it play game over function, and let's create that one. So within here, we'll take our function, and this is what we're going to launch whenever the game is ending. So the first thing that we want to do is take our player in play value and set it to false. I have a problem with one of the calculations that we're not able to get the bird offset top, and we can always use the player Y value and hit start, and we see that the game automatically stops when we hit the bottom of the screen. And this is where our game is over, and we can continue to add in our game over functionality. So adding in our game message. So just as we had our class list and we added a class of hide, we're going to do the opposite here. We're going to add the class of remove. We're also going to take the bird object. So let's pass in bird so we don't have to call out to it again. And we'll pass in the current bird object. Or we could just create another variable and do another query selector of the bird element. So there's a couple options there that we could do. But we're going to pass it in and we'll just call it bird. And taking that value, you can set the attribute. And taking the style attribute, I'm going to add in a transform, rotate, and we'll flip him upside down. So whenever he crashes, then he's just going to flip upside down. And then in the game message area, we can update the inner HTML since we're showing the game message. And here we can write a message. So game over, and it's HTML. I'll make this bigger because it's going to be a long statement. So you scored, and here we can output for the player's score, so they can see how much they scored. So let's try that out. So now when we refresh, we hit start, and we hit the bottom there, we see that the bird turns upside down because we hit the bottom of the available screen area, and we get our message to start again. So we can press the start again, and we're actually creating another bird. There's a little bit of a problem there, a little bit of a bug there. So just as we're hitting start, that means that we need to clear out a few things. And one of the things is we got to clear out that game area. So before we write to it, let's take the game area and clear out our inner HTML just to be blank so we don't have any content in there. And try that again. So press start. So now we can run multiple times, as many times as we want. And also I want to update some of the styling of that message area because it doesn't look good there, and let's add in some styling to the message area so it looks a little bit better. And we can position this absolute so that we have more control of where we're setting it. So within the top, and we'll make it fully dynamic, so text align, center align, and we'll move it left 20% and set its width to be 60%. So it doesn't matter what size of a screen, we're always going to have it centered. And we can set a background color. And how about we set a bigger font size? So 2EM. See what that looks like. So try that. So there we go. We got game over. You scored 31. Click here to start again. Game over. You scored 31. Click here to start again. So everything is working as expected. So go ahead and try this out. Try it within your own application as well, and create the ability to end the gameplay.